Man sieht, das Interesse ist groß an der Demo hier. Eine lange Schlange und die Aussteller sind Askendo, Barco, StormAudio und das Kino wurde gebaut von Prime Theater. Und hier ist der Stand von StormAudio und da habe ich jetzt eine Verabredung, ein Date wollte ich schon sagen, mit Sébastien. Der ist total hier beliebt und muss die ganze Zeit Interviews geben. Jetzt habe ich ihn. Hello Sébastien, thank you for your time and
Hi, John.
for introducing your new devices. What do we have here?
So here we have our new amplifier. So this is the Impulsion 8.
Okay.
This model will replace the current P8 Ultra and P8 16 starting in early April. It's in a way, this is an improvement over the P8 Ultra. The P8 Ultra is a 3-rack unit height, it's quite deep. So we decided that, first of all, we don't want to have two models, we want to have one model, 8 channels that you can use multiple times in a smaller form format, keeping the same quality as we had previously, but with a cooling system that now is from the side to side, and with improvements over the P8 Ultra and P8 16. One of the improvements is that on the power supply side, we now have a better PFC and more power capabilities when we go to the 120 volts. It's not really important for the European market, but this is very critical for the US market. So right now with that unit, we can guarantee total 3,600 watts peak capability on spread over all the channels, whether you are in the European or in the US side. That's one aspect of it. The second thing that we bring with this new product, this is the audio over IP. That's now about 4, even 5 years that we came with the ISP Evo and the AES67 also on the Elite range. With this, we already had a step in the digital world, but we were missing the link to our amplifiers. We did not have that in our range. That was mainly designed to accompany the speakers manufacturer who were having amplifiers with digital input. Now we offer that. So we do have audio over IP, so you can decide that you go with the Evo products and just connect directly and remain digital. The beauty of the system is that as a brand doing this way, we can guarantee that our customers who are used to buy the ISP Elite with the analog outputs actually will get the exact same audio performance in the amplifier, because the DAC portion we've designed is using the same DACs, the same topology than you get in the processor, with the difference is that now you're on board. So the signal path is extremely short in the analog side, which makes and allows to keep the best performance in this case.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Do you use the same amplifier modules than before?
Yes.
Okay.
But in a newer version.
Okay.
We've worked in the improvement on the power supply. So that's one of the key aspects we had. And this has helped not only for the US market that I mentioned, but overall now, we still spec it at 800 watts 8 ohm, but we measure it at 900 and above.
Okay.
And when you're in 4 ohms, actually, we will also spec it at 800, but we do measure it in peak power up to 1200 watts.
Wow.
So it's really good to drive also subwoofers and very demanding LCR speakers. Additionally, when you use the audio over IP inputs, you get DSP functionalities.
Okay.
There is a need in some projects to, let's say, deport the audio processing of the speaker level, manage the multi-waves, etc., in the amplifiers. So we are bringing all the traditional PEQs, expander, limiter, all you need to control your speakers in a good way, plus FIR filters. So there is a 4096 points FIR capability per channel. What is in today's speakers a recommendation, if you want to do a perfectly well-controlled speaker in the phase, you will need that. So that's possible now with this one. So it becomes a complement to the processing we have in the ISP. If you don't want to go to the 32, you can move some processing into the amplifier. Okay. For the best of both worlds. So this comes into, not a strategy, but since, as I mentioned, for about 5 years now, we are in the audio over IP. There is a demand to simplify the work in the rack and have less cables, less manutention, workmanship. So going on the network side helps doing that.
Okay, I have another question. You said this device is capable of doing DSPs and FIR filters. So is it locked to a StormAudio processor? So I can buy
Yeah, that's the point.
another processor?
This unit has its own web user interface that you can configure.
Okay.
You can decide whether you want the channel to be analog or to be digital, and you are able to, it's a kind of matrix. You can decide which channel goes to where and which filter you want to apply. So if you want to do a 2x4 way, you can, no problem. Okay. So that's the thing. So that's one aspect, and it helps also prepare for the evolution of the product range. We now have the Evo, which is the pure digital platform that goes from 20 to 32 channels, but there is a huge demand for lower channel count system, like 16 only. So we're working on products that will go there, and actually we are making a very premiere not announcement, but a kind of presentation of these products. So we have 2 new models that we work on.
Okay.
One that is part of the Evo range, this model that will bring in all one product, you will have the possibility to take AES CBU in and out, 16 channel, at the same time as AES 67 in and out, or you can select to stay in Dante mode if you want, and in Dante it would be 16 in, 16 out, and all can be mix and match the way you want. So that's the approach to it. It's to remain digital, go more compact. There is a big demand to simple system, second room, or in the yachting, the marine. So that's something where that product is perfectly fit to. It has all the processing that we offer in the other units, but in a smaller form factor. And obviously, target for us is to also go into a different price range.
So that can help to grow into the StormAudio family, and then you can.
We think that we will go into many more projects that actually some customer cannot afford StormAudio right now, because the ticket is a bit higher. So that's one aspect. We have a declination that is the Evo, that is for the residential space. But we also work on a version called the Neo that will go into the studio market.
Okay. So I think this is more interesting for my customers. So I heard that this one has 8 or 16 channels, right?
Yeah.
So you can buy it with 8 channels, and then you can
unlock to 16.
Unlock. Okay, perfect. So do you know the prices?
Well, basically below 10K, and depending on the model, in the 5K.
And will the 8 channel be the half of the 16 channel, or?
I can't tell you the exact numbers, but certainly not the half.
We will see. When will it be available?
By the end of the year.
Okay, great.
So we keep working on all these developments. So we want to go into the market space that is below 10K. That's very important.
Okay.
We do have a lot of our customers who want to go into more projects, and that's very important to have that. But at the same time, we obviously keep working on making sure that we remain the high-end solution for the home cinema. Okay. So there are a lot of work also ongoing with the ISP Elite range that will be complemented in the future. Okay. So that's where we are. And
here we have the Core 16 Plus. I have
the Core 16 Plus. Yeah.
I have the same one in my showroom this time, and I wondered why is there no Plus on the device? Will that come or?
It's simply because the Plus feature is also something that can come as an option to an existing ISP Core 16, right? It's just a software addition to the product. Okay. This is why we did not make any difference physically speaking. And this product is very interesting because when combined with the capabilities of the Direct Live Art, you have 18 channels, right? But you can actually manage extremely well a room that is a 9.4.6, where you have 4 subs, the 2 front being together, and the two are in the back being here to compensate using the active room treatment system.
Yes.
So a 946 with this unit, which is a kind of the core of the nice room, right? If you start to have a bit of a budget, you want to go to the 9.4 with 6. That's why the 16 Plus was really a good move.
Okay. And so for the two more channels, you can use the optical, right?
Yeah, we use the optical output.
Okay. So you would recommend that?
You can.
Or
You
is
can.
it only possible?
It's
over optical?
solely with this one.
Okay.
It's only using the optical output, and that gives you the option to do. You have two things you can do. Either you decide that you want to go in a system where you want top-notch left-right, so you can pick up, I don't know what flavor digital DAC from the audiophile world, I would say, connect that there for your left-right. The other approach is to say for subwoofers, you don't have to have an extremely well-performing DAC to get subwoofer control.
Okay.
That makes flexibility in that aspect.
Okay, I understand. So let's talk about ART.
Yes.
Some very much devices are coming on the market with ART.
True.
How do you look at this?
It's something we knew already.
Okay.
So it's not a surprise. If you go back in time,
yes,
this was supposed to happen actually already in 2023.
Yes, I
right?
remember. Yes.
It took more than 2 years to the other brands to get ready with it. And
so it's not so easy to implement that. And in other words, you are far more before the other guys, right?
yes, but it's in a way this is because our presence in the very high-end markets and the rooms makes that we come with very interesting use cases for Dirac to work on. So it started with base control in 2020, I think, when we've been working with Dirac to get the base control out and finalize everything. It has been the exact same discussion with active room treatment. Our platform has the flexibility to allow to try different things on the algorithm side. We have enough horsepower to test different things. So this whole process, the 6 months we spent with Dirac to mature the technology before we went to market. And then the next 6 months that Dirac needed to finalize the work has been really something possible because StormAudio, we do have the understanding, the resources in digital signal processing, and a platform that obviously perform in a good way. Now, having more brands, we just give more opportunities for end customer to work with a product that will bring decent performance in a room. But there are different implementations of art, so it will very much be depending on the room itself.
Yes.
Most of the products that we could see in the competition, I would say, they are definitely not at the level in terms of number of cross filters that you can use to manage your support. We are at least 2 on the core and 4 times more capable in terms of Dirac Live art than the competition. So there is still a clear advantage in the use of active room treatment with StormAudio. But in a small room, I would say that's great for the end user. He will be able to make something that sounds really good already. But for big system, I think integrators still need flexibility in other things. And Dirac Live art in our product is part of a complete process of configuring and calibrating the room. The calibration does not stop with Dirac Live. It starts before Dirac, where you are able to tweak. First of all, have an idea of the room by measuring it. Maybe have speakers that require some correction. That you can do on StormAudio.
Yes.
All right.
And that's your USP. You can tweak before Dirac ART and afterwards.
And after.
And you are the only one who can do that.
For what we know, yes.
Yes.
And that's something for professional calibrator when you do rooms like this one.
Yes.
You need to spend time after Dirac to making sure that you are at the best performance ever.
Okay.
So Dirac Art basically gives you the 80-85%, but the remaining 20 to 15%, it's the experience and the measurements and also the listening experience of the calibrators that will help provide that best performance.
Okay, so you work very close to DREC and you help them and they help you. So I thought in the past that the other brands only have 4 subwoofer channels because they thank you for your help. But now I heard that Arcam will have a 5th channel and I heard that JBL will have 8 channels. Why is it that only you have more than 8 channels, or that you can maybe do a stereo setup with 14 subwoofers?
Because we thought our platform to be highly flexible.
Okay.
You know, it's the idea is you want to cope with all the different use cases you can have in the market. So we really made sure that even though we implement the rack, which is a kind of predefined ecosystem, that we can maintain our flexibility. So when we work with them in the way the base management and everything should be done, we made sure that this remained compatible with our existing ecosystem.
Okay.
And that's why we can offer more. Is it required? In some rooms, yes. In small rooms, maybe not.
Okay.
But that's up to the integrator to decide. You know?
And is it also a processing thing, that your processes are more faster or more capable to do more than others?
I mean, on that I don't know. I mean, we're not at the heart of the other guys, so I would be wrong to answer anything here. So I can just say that when we designed our platform, almost 10 years ago, we were using the best DSPs at that time, ensuring that we have enough headroom to compute all the required post-processing that could happen. We were not aware of outcoming at that time, but we were aware that from a capability standpoint that we had a lot of headroom, and this is what we could prove with the active room treatment implementation. Okay.
So is there any more to say?
I think for this year that's quite a good number of information.
Yes, of course.
The most important is, this Impulsion 8 that is coming out early April. I start shipping there at that time. We are very happy. It is used here in the room for the LCR speakers in bridged. Okay. So each speaker gets its 800 watts.
Great.
And the feedback we have is extremely positive in the capacity of managing the speakers and
Did we already talked about the price?
Yeah, it will be at 6,400 euros ex VAT.
Okay, so it's cheaper than the old 8.
Oh yeah, of course. We've done all this work to make sure that we keep the best quality we had before. Yes. But we worked a lot on optimizing the construction, the industrialization, all the cooling mechanism to save some money here and there. Yes. But with that breaking the rule that is provide the best reproduction and the best reliability. Yes.
So, great. Yeah. I like it that you go also in the lower numbers. You have your high-end stage, but you go in the lower numbers and you make it possible to afford everybody who wants it.
Yeah, but in any case, it is definitely not in our DNA. We don't want to go lower than that.
Yes, I understand.
We still want to remain a reference actor for the high-end cinema. I mean, in general, for the high-end sound reproduction. Whether it is solely on home cinema or not, the future will tell.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you so much for your time, Sébastien.
You're welcome.
We will see. Bye bye.
Sure. Bye.